I wanted to talk to you about a question that I am frequently asked, and it's about meditation. I know many men and women, they've never been taught how to meditate. They've learned about prayer, or they've learned about deep breathing, or there's many people who think meditation means having nothing in your mind. There are many different types of meditation. I am going to share in this particular video something that helped me to start meditating, which was having a clear intention and a clear idea of what I was going to do. I've learned that it's not necessarily emptying your mind. You can't do that. Your brain is always thinking. It's supposed to always be thinking. But what has helped me is this. I'm going to give you practicals, super easy practicals to do. And I'll just tell you when I began meditating, the things that I did that helped me to begin my personal meditation practice. I have 4 different parts of my meditation that I do. The first part of my meditation is deep breathing. I set a timer for 5 minutes, and I practice deep breathing by counts of 4. So I will inhale for 4 minutes. Did I say 4 minutes? Who's gonna inhale for 4 minutes? 4 seconds. And then I exhale for 4 seconds. So I'll breathe in. I do an open mouth breathing when I release my breath. It helps me to release my stress or any tensions. You can do a closed mouth breathing. You can do an open mouth breathing, whatever works for you. I started with inhaling through my nose and exhaling through my mouth. That was my practice. After my 5-minute timer goes off, I set another 5-minute timer. That's where I let my brain just have thoughts. And that'll happen as well during the breathing. I find less thoughts tend to move through my mind during the breathing portion because I'm counting my seconds. During the second 5-minute session, I let my thoughts roam freely. There may be something I need to catch. What does that mean? I just let whatever thoughts are happening in my head happen. But I take this time to become aware of those thoughts. And then I label it. That's a thought. That's a thought. That's a thought. So I may be thinking, oh, I had a sandwich for lunch. That was really great. I wonder if the bread may have been moldy. That's a thought. I really like that perfume that the lady was wearing at Trader Joe's today. That's a thought. Meditation is so weird and boring. Who does that? That's a thought. Now, the thoughts that may have feelings attached. Oh, when that person cut me off, that makes me so mad. Now, there's a feeling attached to that thought. Then that's a thought that I can question. That person cut me off. That made me mad. Why was I mad? Well, they made me feel unsafe. I could have gotten to an accident. That means they don't care. People don't care about my life. Blah, 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 blah. And then that thought can make me spiral and I start to feel mad. I'm mad at the other person. I could get sad. Nobody cares. And if I don't catch that thought, I start feeling sad and mad, and I may not even know why. And I could say, oh, somebody cut me off, and I feel all of these things. But when I capture that thought, and I say, okay, maybe that person didn't see me. Maybe they were in a hurry. Maybe they do suck. Maybe they are whack. Maybe they are rude. That's not really something that I necessarily need to take my time and energy dwelling on, or trying to get an answer that I will never get an answer to. I can say I felt mad in that moment, not attach anything else, and then I can say that's a thought. That was a thought attached to a feeling, and then let that move on. And I'll do that for about 5 minutes with different thoughts, perhaps different thoughts with emotion, and I follow that same kind of pattern until my timer goes off. I do this to help me free up mental and emotional space. Taking thoughts captive or becoming aware of them allows you to be in control of your own mind and not letting it rule you. This gives you peace and openness for this next part. Now, the next part of this meditation, I will either visualize something or I will ask myself a question. This is the part where you do, a lot of your thoughts will have kind of gone in and out of your mind, but I've already practiced my breathing. I've already practiced capturing my thoughts. So when I get into this intentional portion of, I need to know what is what is my heart trying to tell me? What is my soul trying to tell me? Or what's the next project that I should work on? There's just an intention to this next 15 minutes. And it may be, I want to visualize the project that I'm working on. What do I want it to look like? I set an intention. If it's a question, I keep that question in my mind. For this next part, this is tricky. So when you have a question in your mind, for instance, it may be, what do I want to see for the outcome in my life within the next year? Your brain's gonna say something. I wanna make money. I wanna do this. I wanna book a commercial. I want my child to graduate. It's gonna give you an answer from here. Your mind is always thinking, but you want it to start to come from your heart and your soul until you find an alignment where your mind, your heart, and soul are connected. That's when you can get the idea and you can hear the voice and have a clear direction on what's next. So you sit in that. So I can say, what do I want my life to look like? Or what goal do I want to achieve within the next year? What goal am I meant to achieve in the next year? And I set my timer for 15 minutes. And when my mind starts to wonder, oh, that stir fry from Trader Joe's is so good. That's a thought. What am I meant to achieve in the next year? And I listen. It's quiet. What should be happening? What am I meant to achieve in this next year? Oh, I have to really listen to myself. I don't normally do that because it's awkward. Maybe I should put on TV, call somebody, go online. I want my phone. I want something to eat. Who can I talk to? Get me out of here. What am I meant to achieve in this next year? And you sit and you keep bringing yourself back to your anchor question until you feel a sense of peace. You might get a snippet, you might get a full answer, you might get a word. Sometimes if you don't get anything, it could feel discouraging, but that's when you want to continue practicing. It is a practice. Let's say you want to use your 15 minutes to visualize. I'm working on a project and this is the outcome that I want to see. So let's say, for instance, I'm working on a documentary and I want to visualize the finished project. I want to visualize the first time it's screened, the people who were there, what am I wearing? I get as detailed as possible and I sit in that finished project that's in my mind. How will I feel? What am I wearing? Who is there? Am I proud? What do you want to feel at the end of that project? And you visualize that and you feel it and you make it real. Because when you imagine things, your emotions in your body does not know the difference between what's imaginary and what's real. That's why I can get mad at somebody who cut me off and think that they're a horrible person. I imagine their whole life and if I ever see them again, but that's imaginary. I don't know anything about that person. I just know that I got scared and hurt in that moment. When you're watching a movie, you could feel something. That's what great storytelling does. When you're afraid of something that might or might not happen, it's imaginary. You're fearful. What if I get into a car accident? What if the plane crashes? What if I get food poisoning? What if that bee stings me? That's all imagination. That's what visualization is, but you have control over it. This is controlled imagination. So for this portion, I set a 15-minute timer. Sometimes if I want to sit in a moment longer, I will put my timer on for 20, 30 minutes, and sometimes I don't even set a timer now that I'm more practiced at it. The fourth part of this is gratitude. So I set a 7-minute timer, and this is where I sit in gratitude. And I will pray and I will thank God for all of the things that come to my mind. It could be, I'm grateful I was able to walk today. I was able to wash dishes. I'm grateful for the soap that smells good. I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful, whatever you're grateful for, let all those thoughts come to your mind. From the smallest to the biggest things, for what I have, what I'm capable to do, experiences, moments, the fact that I have 7 minutes to sit in gratitude with aromatherapy. So that is what I do for my meditation practice. That is how I started. The 4 steps. First 5 minutes, deep breathing. The next 5 minutes, letting your thoughts and practicing capturing those thoughts. The third part is the bigger chunk, which is where you question, listen, or visualize. And the last part is sitting in gratitude. Sometimes I sit in my chair to meditate. I cross my legs and I open my hands in a posture. Sometimes I use this meditation mat, which is very helpful to if you want to sit on the ground, and it helps you from squashing your ankles. And yes, sometimes I use a sound bowl. Also, when I'm meditating, I will keep a journal nearby for any words or ideas or phrases that I need to write down so that I don't forget them and I can come back to them and implement them as needed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was helpful.